So, a little bit about me. My name is Tyler Lawson. I am a business major here at Concordia University, Ann Arbor, and I am a senior. I am also from the Upper Peninsula of Michigan, I'm sure you guys know where that's at. So, a little introduction to Debussy. Claire de Lune is one of his most famous piano works and one of the first pieces I ever learned about him. I'm fascinated by how Debussy conveys atmosphere rather than melody. The Prelude and La Mer showcases orchestral brilliance, bringing vivid, almost visual representations of nature through music. These works are timeless and continue to inspire composers and musicians today. Claude Debussy was born on August 22, 1862 in Saint-Germain-en-Laye, France. He began studying music at a young age, entering the Paris Conservatory at the age of 10. While there, he trained in classical composition but soon found traditional structures and harmonies too restrictive. Debussy was influenced by many musical traditions, including French folk music, Wagner, and Eastern scales. His exposure to non-Western music, especially after hearing Javanese Jamaican music at the Paris Exposition of 1889, profoundly impacted his work, which led him to break away from the classical conventions of the time. As far as the musical periods go, Debussy is often linked to the Impressionist movement in music, which, though not formally defined by Debussy himself, emphasizes the creation of mood and atmosphere rather than narrative or structure. This is reflective in his innovative use of harmony and orchestration, which was a radical departure from the traditional Western music. So, for his significant accomplishments, I have some famous work that he made, which was the Prelude, Le Portes Midi du Fane. And on the right, you can see the picture of the music, actually, which is piano music and chamber music and operas. They perform that. All right, so on this slide, I'm going to talk about his contributions. Debussy's use of non-traditional scales, like the whole scale tone, and open fifths transformed harmony in ways that influenced composers like we got Maurice Ravel, Igor Stravinsky, and Oliver Masson. So, types of compositions. Debussy composed in a variety of genres, from piano solos to large orchestral works, but what he's most famous for is his piano music, I believe, and I believe it's also the orchestral tone poems. He's very famous for those two types of compositions. So for this slide, some famous works. We already talked about the Prelude, Le Portes, but I want to talk a little bit about the Clair de Lune. So the Clair de Lune is perhaps his most beloved piano piece, known for its gentle, flowing texture and ethereal harmonies. Now onto the Prelude, Le Portes, which we already talked about. It's a revolutionary orchestral piece that evokes the sensuous movement of a faun in a mythical forest. It's a prime example of Debussy's focus on a mood and atmosphere rather than traditional forms or structures. On the left here, the picture I included was the notes for the Clair de Lune, which I thought was very interesting. So I was not really sure how to upload an audio clip in the PowerPoint, so I have the link right here, which anyone is free to just copy and look up on YouTube. I clipped it as well, so it's just about 15-second clip of the Clair de Lune. But this piece captured Debussy's ability to paint with sound, creating a dreamy, almost otherworldly atmosphere. It is one of the most recognized pieces in the classical piano repertoire. So same with this slide, I did not know how to do the audio clip, but I provided the link with also a 15-second clip. But here Debussy evokes the mythical figure of the faun, like I said earlier, through lush orchestration and a rich flowing melody. If you listen to the clip, you can notice how he uses woodwinds and strings to create a sensual, almost like dreamlike quality, which I thought was very cool to see and just experience in general. So in summary of my whole presentation about Claude Debussy's music, it's like a painting and a sound. His works evoke moods and images, whether it's the shimmering surface of water in Lemur or the peaceful light of the moon in the Clair de Lune. He defied traditional expectations of harmony, rhythm, and form, creating music that still feels fresh and innovative today. I was particularly struck by how Impressionism in music is less about melody and more about the atmosphere or the sensory experience. Learning about how Debussy drew inspiration from the world around him, the nature, light, even art, made me appreciate his music in a whole new way. And the last thing I want to talk about is Debussy's personal connection to me. So his music has been a significant influence so far on my enjoyment of classical music. I can tell everyone that right now, especially his piano works. It's inspired me to explore more modern music where the focus is on like color and texture. I also feel more connected to the way music can evoke specific moods and images, just as Debussy did so masterfully. This whole time, he painted a picture in my head whenever I listened to an audio clip or any one of his pieces. It was like a whole story going through my head, which was very, very interesting. So that is my presentation on Claude Debussy, guys.